Hello friends, E. Giuliano here, and it's time for a bit of an update on weekly roundup for this week. I think it's an important week. The price action is showing significance. It's showing significance, and so we are going to take another look. We looked at a few charts in the previous video, if you were watching that one, and now we'll start again with BTC against USD, and then we'll look at a bunch of altcoins against Bitcoin. Okay. All right, perfect. So here we go. We are at the BTC here in this week, trading above that key zone, a horizontal zone here around like the 19.7-ish levels. Okay. And previously it was getting chopped off there. Now, boom, up. Interestingly, playing with this 20-week moving average. Okay, we can see currently the candle is not closed yet, but it will be closing in, what do we say here? Another 7 hours or 6 hours, whatever. So here we are. And that means, okay, this is relatively bullish. This price action now is above the level we said that was important to be above, to be considered bullish. So now it is locally bullish, this price action. And whether in the short term it retests to go higher, or whether it's most likely, you know, like if it's able to just keep going up over the next, let's say 2, 3, 4 weeks into November, and play with this resistance area here. Will it go all the way to this downtrend? Not sure, but I can see this price going above and touching here. You know, you got this lower Bollinger Band coming, so it could be the resistance. I don't even know if you get to the 200. I think you get to the 200 if you come around here, maybe, but does it last to the end of December? We'll see. But I think currently you could say that you have potential to go in this direction here. And where it gets cut off, who knows? Now, it could get cut off right here at this 20-week moving average, for sure. But I think once you're here, you've kind of pushed hard past through this zone. Why not keep going? Even if the momentum wanes as you go higher, I can totally see it being rejected higher, where you get this higher upper Bollinger band, and yeah, you come back down. So whatever, we'll see what that works out to be. But on a daily time frame, Ichimoku cloud currently is acting as the resistance. Okay, so the things looking at on the daily right now is this trend line here. Okay, that's one thing to look at. If the price gets below here, this trend line, then you know, then you're in danger. So that's pretty good. You got a lot of room to go here. Okay, so next idea is we've had this range here. Okay, so this range here is now the mid-range. It's kind of being consolidated there. So I get the sense we can go to the next level, which is like a 22.6. And when we look at the weekly, 22.6, it's about here. Okay, so will the upper Bollinger be there by then, and that sort of thing, you know? And that, yeah, so this is like towards the end of November. So who knows, maybe the whole month of November is an up month. Okay, that's the sense I'm getting. There's a good chance for that. And what would that mean? Again, that price level on the daily is this price level here. And maybe that coincides with this 200-day moving average that's coming down here. Okay. So yeah, maybe that's where we go. Maybe on the daily it gets above the 200. Oops, we do undo that. Maybe on the daily it gets above this 200 moving average, and somehow gets even above again like it did there. But I think for now, what's safe to say is that we can think about going to this level here, especially if it's able to hold this consolidation, then it's going to go higher. Now, if you start breaking down and you get to this level again, and then you start challenging this trend line and you're at this 20-day moving average here, it's like, okay, fine, you're kind of breaking things down, potentially. That means November isn't as hot, because now by here, you're in the middle of November and you're potentially breaking down. Now, maybe you're in the middle of November, then you get hot. Okay, fine, maybe the consolidation takes longer. So that's the other option. But yeah, I guess that's the sense that we're getting, is relative bullish right now. And we can look for that into November to December. And here is basically the end of the year is right here. Let's call it calendar year. Okay, last week of the year is there, beginning of the next year is there. So that's your new year right there. So here is the room you've got to go. And let's look for price to move to this direction here on the weekly. That'll be interesting. Yeah, cool. All right, so weekly price action, but I get the sense that this uptrend that was broken is I mean, it should be respected. It should be respected. And we've got this downtrend here. So it'll just be a matter of time of where the price plays in that whole region. A swift rejection here is more danger, and we look at lower end of the Bollinger Band. But for now, as long as we're above this, that's for sure it's bullish. And as long as you're kind of holding, like if you can get above this level, definitely you're looking for that up. Okay, so that's BTC on the weekly and the daily. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of where we're looking for in the current time frame. And that would kind of hold this trend. And then maybe here you fight the trend, who knows, whatever. It'll be interesting to watch, because these things can take many days to play out. And again, here is the end of the year, the beginning of the next. 2, 1. So let's find out. Let's just extend this to the boom, and we'll just keep this on the weekly for now, and just watch where this sucker goes. So I think we're going to get rid of this downtrending action, wedging formation, and I think it's doing its thing. And let's focus on the horizontal aspect of the range and see where we go from there. Awesome. That's BTC against USD, relative bullish. Okay. Looking for that 22.6 level, 22.7. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's move on. Okay, let's take a quick jumble at KMD, which is losing some level. It's losing this pinkish level in the middle of this range, which is this previous like 2021 low. And so that's fine. It's still now above this key level here, which is kind of this blue level here laid out. So we'll see where that leads coming up, but it's fighting that 20-week moving average. So you break below that, you're looking to come down maybe to this level here, 1,000 Satoshis again. All right, well, we'll see. No problem. You would expect some sort of back test before making it further out of this, potentially out of this wedge. So let's see how KMD goes, but against BTC, it's got to hold that for sure. Anyway, overall, we're looking like we want that bounce, so that maybe a support somewhere around here, even if it's 1,000 Satoshis, and then move higher and try and get out of this wedge, this long-term wedge. Okay, next to we're going to pirate chain. Here we are. Actually, we have the total here, eh? We'll take a look at the total. Why not? Okay, we'll go total just to get a sense of it, which is breaking a local downtrend. So that's the sense of bullishness that I'm getting. And I feel like it can go up here to like 1.08, 1.1 trillion. That kind of idea, upper Bollinger Band type of idea. I mean, maybe it even hits a good run and hits higher, like 1.25-ish trillion, which is previous resistance here. I mean, support here, which would become resistance. If we throw that in there, this kind of action here, and like we get up into here, get rejected by the longer downtrend. But either way, maybe not yet. Maybe first, you know, you come up, you come back down, and then you can go up and fight this downtrend. So we'll see. But yeah, I think the overall, the crypto total looks like it can increase its market cap, which means that the you know, Bitcoin would be going up at least. And altcoins against Bitcoin, that's why we're looking at this, just to get their relative strength against BTC, which we'll see if it's weak or strong. Okay, so that's the general total idea. The important thing is breaking out of this local downtrend with some strength, and let's see it continue. Okay. We said pirate chain. So we go pirate chain Bitcoin because we're doing the altcoin Bitcoin pairs, and yeah, currently still sideways, currently above the key level, currently winding up for something, and that could be coming, you know, around 2023 if that's the case. But yeah, because these things can go sideways for a long time. So we'll see how this works against the BTC pair. You just don't want to lose this level, as we know, otherwise you're dumping further down. Okay. Moving on, let's check the XMR against BTC. And we'll use, yes, only X chart. So where is that? So this long-term resistance levels are proving to hold. This trend here is, you know, is definitely in question. I mean, we can be generous here. So it's like, it's coming up. You're getting this breakdown of the 200-week moving average potentially. And so what's going to happen is, now what you're looking for is you get some support here, 20-week moving average, local uptrend. You know, it's like, it's not perfect, but whatever. You kind of get this uptrending energy. If you're just going on closing though, you've already broken it. Like if you're just you're looking at, not looking at the volatility of the intra-week volatility, and you're just looking at closing of the prices, then you're already breaking down. So yeah, I mean, against BTC, it's starting to look relatively weak. Again, we'll be generous and we'll hold it there and say, okay, not yet. But it's relatively on the weaker side against BTC. I think, yes, definitely you would rather hold BTC overall, probably. Now we're just going to look for if there's any of them that you would rather hold altcoins rather than BTC, or at least like in addition to BTC. I mean, those kinds of ideas. And just get a general sense of their trends and their whereabouts and where they might go. So within this Ichimoku cloud, watching this uptrend, want to see that hold in the next week or two, but it's looking weak over here and keeps kind of sliding down. So look for it to potentially show further weakness on the weekly chart, and potentially to really try and hold this horizontal level here. That kind of horizontal level, which is the lower end of the Ichimoku cloud, but at that point, who knows? Because then you're also, you've got a new downtrend that you've created, and we'll see what happens with that. Okay, that's XMR on the weekly. Let's flip over to VRSC quickly. We'll check it on the 3-day. Okay, so still trying to hold this uptrend, this local uptrend. There is some sort of, if we look at the intra trading prices, there is a wedging happening with the price formation. It's kind of losing the 20 period average, but you know, anything can happen here. It's kind of neutral and sideways, and looking decent still, and it could move higher against BTC, but along with the other things, it looks like it also could break this uptrend. It could break it to the downside and move towards the lower end. So either way, though, it's in a good place, I think, overall. But it just means more time in that case. So we're going to find out if you go and challenge this region up here, or if you come back down to this region down here for the end of the year. That's just the idea. Is VRSC going to against BTC trading down here in the end of the year in like the 1400, 1300s, or has it popped up into like 16, 1700s? Yeah. So if I had to guess, I unfortunately would say it looks like it wants to come down here, but of course anything can happen. Okay, and then we continue on. Let's move to ADA against BTC, back below the 2000 Satoshi level. Did get a bounce off of that 200-week moving average after a fast dump. But struggling here. So we'll see, can it hold? Can it do a bit of a sideways and gain some support here? And that would be bullish. That would certainly be bullish. Especially if you can stay above this line, which relates to some key price action, closing levels and such. But either way, just stay above the 200-week moving average and you're okay. And yeah, at this point, you hope that the momentum is kind. You know, whatever negative momentum persists, it's kind to the price. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Break it down. It's kind of not looking the greatest, but it can potentially hold a bit sideways and chop around here if possible. Yeah. So currently, I mean, you just broke out of this downtrend. So is it going to hold? Is it going to keep going, or did it just kind of push up and now coming back down before it, you know, tries to break this next one? We'll see. So far, so a higher low than this on the daily. So ADA, I mean, ADA is half decent. Just look for good places to accumulate, I guess, which would be like these levels here, which have come in. So these were not the places to accumulate up here. These were the places to accumulate down here. There you go. I guess if that's your strategy, and if you're doing other strategies, it's just, this is a longer term time frame, and we're watching to see like when are things turning around on a bigger scale, locally as well, because, you know, after a big move down on the weekly chart, you can expect some volatility on a bounce. But on a weekly, what does that look like? Maybe it looks like 1 or 2 candles with wicks and whatever, but it hangs around here and has a potential to continue breaking down, but maybe not. Anyway, we're going to see with ADA. It'll be interesting to watch these candles as they play out. Yeah, that previous price action looking half decent. Okay. ADA looking half decent. Gonna have to watch that 200-week moving average though. And THETA less so, getting some rejection around that 20-week moving average. Let's see if it winds this lower Bollinger Band and then keeps falling down, or if these levels end up being bottoming levels. Currently, because you're below the 20-week, it's like, okay, the trend is still down. So we think about it coming back down here. Also, with any potential bearish cross here on the MACD, I would imagine you're coming down. And this is against BTC, and you'd still be making a higher low than these lows. So you'd still be overall macro bullish against BTC with theta. That's pretty high. That would be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, what kind of retracement is that? Yeah, that would be a sick 88.6. I mean, at that point, that's when you really want to be in, I would imagine. So wait for the 88.6 on theta down here around the, what is that, 2,500 Satoshi's levels. Wow, it's a big, that's from here, that's a big fall. What a ride down, up and down, really, if you were in it. Congratulations. And if you're watching now, awesome. Well, this is some interesting theta considerations. Yeah, here you go. There, we'll look at it again. A nice 88.6 level down here. You know, this level's here, 88.6. Bam. Okay, wait for it. 2023. Let's see what happens. Good times. If you're still watching, I hope you're enjoying. Okay, let's, oh wow, DERO is pushing higher. See what DERO wants to do here. Is it going to be able to hold this kind of trend upward and go higher? That's the question. It's above a key support level, resistance level. So as long as it's above this level, I'd say you're in a local bullish region, but as long as you're above this, but you know, now you're in a local downtrend with this price action here. So maybe you're done for now and you're coming back down to these levels. We'll see. So this is the level where you remain bullish and above it, and then bearish below it for me. Okay. Okay. Then we go to TRAC against BTC. On the weekly, there you go, making a nice breakout. Nice origin trail with the breakout. This could be solid. This could take you to these type of levels up here, or maybe just here. But yeah, looking from these lows here, this was good. We watched a nice one. Now you could get rejected right here at the top of this Bollinger Band and come right back down. That's of course possible. Of course. But wow, you're getting a pretty decent breakout. And yeah, let's see what happens next. Okay. Anyway, so far the sentiment is bullish with origin trail TRAC against BTC, continually making these higher lows. Amazing. Wow, go for it. That's incredible. So let's look on the daily with origin trail. Yeah, just breaking out above the Ichimoku cloud and above the 200-day moving average, showing some local weakness here. Like you can't hold that. You're kind of coming back down, but still trading into there. So that's fine. Still bullish as long as you're above these levels, right? Amazing. But you're reaching these resistance levels. So that's the question, right? Okay. Oh, wow. Origin trail against BTC. There you go. You're reaching that resistance level, first resistance level, right? But it's just one weekly candle. So yeah, amazing. You can keep going higher. Or you just go sideways, but you've broken out of this local downtrend. I think origin trail is in a good place overall. Holding that 200-week moving average for support. Now you're above the 20-week moving average. I mean, all that's interesting. And you're breaking out of this local downtrend. Wow, okay, there's origin trail against BTC. So that one's looking maybe one of the strongest that we've seen so far. Wow, BNB. What just happened? What? Wow. Like, come on. This thing, is somebody, what is going on? Right to that, right up to that level from like, I mean, okay, it was looking weak. You couldn't hold this level last week. And then boom, this week. When did this happen? Look on the daily. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, we already had this stuff carved out and it kind of went to this level, got its support, found a way above, and in the last few days just pumped really high. And so there you go. So I'm guessing this is where you're going to get some form of resistance of BNB against BTC. But wow, you've hit an all-time high. So this thing, like, unbelievable. What a monster. Here is our first level of concern right here, obviously. So we'll do that. Next level of concern would be around here, which is about halfway, but that's fine. Okay. BNB against BTC. Just what other word is it other than killing it? Now, when we take it upon ourselves to look at a higher time frame and look at a bit of a bigger picture, we say, okay, yes, possible. And let's see what happens. We're expecting price to be trading down here at some point in 2023. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's going to be over here. It's going to be like this big sideways. Oh. The other thing, though, is it's just going to keep going higher. This is just the most incredible movement. It's just, if it were a ride at a theme park, it'd just go to these highest of heights and then just whip you around even higher. Wow. Well, top of the Bollinger Band's up here, so let's see what happens. Okay, BNB looking super strong. But on the daily potential, we'll see where we are, you know, where that leads. Yeah, just watch this level here, the horizontal. All right, next, move into some chain link against BTC. And it's looking decent. It's trying to hold that 20-week moving average and maybe pop higher. We'll see if it can continue holding it. As long as it's above this horizontal level, it's relatively bullish, and you're getting above this downtrend. That's another bonus, another plus. However, it could totally break down to lower levels, maybe find some support here and then get back above and then go higher. I mean, challenges Ichimoku cloud, or maybe not. I mean, maybe you run out of positive momentum and you move into some negative momentum territory. So this one could go either way. On the weekly, you're getting some hope here with this current candle. If you're getting a couple of like tweezers here and they can reverse, great, and you're in a good spot. So keep an eye on that. Let's see. I mean, currently you're trying, at least on the daily, you're above the 20-day moving average. Trying to hold support here at this Ichimoku cloud, and if you can get above it. So I think like this level here is where you want to get above. This is basically about 4,000, or sorry, 40,000. 39 to 40,000. Well, but you're getting rejected at this level here currently on the daily, so not too super confident yet, you know, although you are making a bullish cross on the MACD. So what will that look like? Maybe it does continue. Watch these levels here. So that's your chain link idea here. As long as you're below this level, there's some continued concern. If you can get higher. Okay, well, there you go. Has the momentum run out for chain link? Let's see. Now next is XRP, and the momentum certainly ran out for XRP, and it quickly came back down into the Ichimoku cloud, rejected at the 200-week moving average. Top of the Bollinger Band here got expanded, came back in, trying to hold these levels, but it's not happening. You know, it's not happening. So that's okay. Let the 20-week moving average catch up, consolidate here, and try and go higher. But now you're below this kind of golden level here. So you want to get above that before you feel bullish. Until then, I mean, if you start losing Ichimoku cloud, then you're looking to come at the lower end here, horizontal level here, and downtrend here. So yeah, that's XRP. Has the momentum, you know, exhausted itself here? Potentially. Maybe the positive momentum has exhausted itself. Okay, for now, this is a weekly time frame. Here's the end of the year here, 2023 is right here. All right, that's XRP. Ethereum against BTC. Wow, got such a nice move higher this week as well. As long as it can stay above these levels where it's trying to fight right now, if it can stay above them, yes, local bullish. If you can't, if you start losing them, relatively sideways or bearish, but yeah, let's see, daily you're above the cloud. Can it stay? Continue with this uptrend. It's interesting how Ethereum held that uptrend eventually and made its way higher. So there you go. Yeah, so currently it's a local bullish, but how long is this momentum gonna last? It's tough to say. I don't know how much longer. I think this is gonna be a higher, a lower high. I think you're gonna get your downtrend here somewhere, but whatever, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah. Anyway, there's Ethereum. So far it's decent, but how long will it last? I don't know. We got another bullish cross here on this weekly's candle, so will it last? All right. Maybe for a week. Maybe not. It depends also what Bitcoin does and what the rest of them are going to do with it, like Ethereum. Ethereum is going to continue with its strength. Go ahead. It might only last like a week or two, right? DOT looks like it could rebound here and move higher, move to this next level. So I get the sense a bunch of these alts could have like another week or two of positive movement to the upside, for sure. Yeah. So why not? Come over here, DOT. I think you can do it. Currently, things are decent in DOT land. Come up here, DOT. I think you can do it. Let's see what happens with that. FTM. FTM getting some positivity, which is just basically sideways, but green. And yeah, why not? You know, get another week or two, a week, let's say minimum. of positivity. It doesn't even have to be up. It could just be sideways for some of them, like FTM. And like Solana. A little bit more sideways, and then you can continue breaking down, possibly. I think so, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you eventually pop over to the upside here, and that signals something important for Solana. But you know, how long is the positive momentum going to last? You're going to get a bearish cross eventually, and what's that going to mean? So my general thought sentiment is still that we come down lower, we go a bit sideways and come down lower. Well, we'll see. Avalanche against the BTC. Local downtrend is trying to break this local downtrend. It's trying to get back above this horizontal zone. But it's still below 20-week moving average. So I think overall, you know, the positive momentum will wane, and you get some moves lower. But look, you're breaking this local downtrend, so that's good. That's good. But I get the sense that you can still keep coming down. Still keep coming down. But hey, maybe you come up first. Maybe you come up first. With MATIC, we see that you know, this downtrend is kind of irrelevant right now. It's got this remaining relative strength, but I think it's this uptrend that's really going to tell us the difference, and that'll tell us when we are losing this trend, and we can see price action coming down here, and using this as support. So overall, MATIC is looking decently bullish, and then from there, then we can add wherever the downtrend is. Okay, so we'll just leave this here for now until next time. Yeah, I mean, I could see MATIC following the trend all the way up here, all the way up to this 5,000 Satoshis level. Definitely. We'll see. On the daily, MATIC, it hopped over the green line here. So as long as it's above that, you're in a good position. You've got that uptrend going. So yeah, we'll get rid of this. Boom. All right, MATIC. But now you're back trading below these price levels. So maybe you're showing some weakness. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe the momentum is waning. You get a bearish cross on the MACD. So what does that mean? Maybe you start losing this uptrend on the daily. Yeah, not much more to go for MATIC, I think, before it kind of breaks this trend, this uptrend, and it might already start breaking it. So MATIC not looking like as favorable, at least through its daily price action currently, but we'll see. Atom against BTC. Yeah, getting a little bit of a return pump, but I think you're going to make your lower high here from this high, lower high, and continue down. After this big move up, it comes down. But hey, maybe not. Maybe you're going to continue with some positive momentum here. Maybe you will. But then when it turns and crosses to bearish, you're coming down. That's the sense I'm getting. But anyway, you're above this horizontal level. As long as you're above this horizontal level, you're relatively bullish. Still think it's going to be a lower high, but hey, you never know. RUNE is just inching its way across this downtrend. It's below this kind of horizontal level here, so it's relatively bearish, but you're at the lower end of the Bollinger Band. So, I mean, if anything, it's accumulation territory here. I would say, yeah, you could consider that accumulation territory, and then, you know, at the same time, be very aware because it could break down further, and this might be your accumulation territory, really. So it just depends, but you know, lower end of the Bollinger Band, you would expect some maybe a little bounce. You're right at this downtrend here. Like, why can't it bounce? So it's a decent place to accumulate and then see reevaluate. Anyway, I mean, you know, you had some negative momentum. It can turn relatively positive. Anyway, let's see. That's RUNE against BTC. I'm gonna say yeah, relatively bullish just based on where it is in a bearish sense right now. When we go down to a daily, you know, arguably you're breaking it now on the daily. So I say watch out for RUNE. Maybe you're gonna get a green candle. Now, having said that, I'm in a bit of trouble here on the daily with this 20-day moving average. So I don't know exactly how long it's gonna last. So you got some positive momentum, and how long is that gonna last? Well, RSI says it could last a lot longer, especially if you kind of break out this 40 level, go towards the 50 and then potentially beyond, then yeah, then you're definitely hot. As long as you're weak here against this 20-day moving average, forget about it. Okay. I want to be bullish with the RUNE price right now here, but you know, you just got to keep watching it on daily, but relatively, I would say 51.49 bullish, 51 bearish, 49, not maybe 60-40. We'll call it 60-40. Same thing with near. It's like, yeah, it could fall further, but maybe first it gets a little bit of a bullish push here. It's in a bit different relationship to this downtrend, but you know, similar kind of price action, lower end of the Bollinger Band. Why not get a little pop higher, and then you figure out the next move. But what does that mean for the momentum? We'll see. Yeah, it's possible. You would want to watch on the daily and say, same idea. It's getting rejection at the 20-day moving average, but it looks like it's making a decent bottoming formation here potentially. So I'd say, yeah, 60-40 bullish for near against BTC. And then if we look at the type of retracements it's doing, boom, 88.6 type of retracements. And, you know, it's making a nice M formation, 88.6 level. I mean, why not? These are the type of places to consider decent spots. So near against BTC has potential as well. Locally, you know, in the near term, you know, even just to go to this upper end of the Bollinger Band type of thing. But cool, could be a potential bottoming formation on that daily. On the weekly, I mean, who knows? Maybe this is just more bearish distribution and price moves further down. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Oh yeah, the Doge against the BTC on the weekly, right to the Ichimoku cloud. My word, my word. Oh, was this accumulation or what? This triangulation on the Doge turned out to be a breakout to the upside, massive. Well, folks, I think the Dogecoin price is going to retrace, but what does that mean for a longer term time frame? Wow. This buys a lot of time for Doge, and yeah, it looks good. Looks good overall. The fact that the price came all the way up here now. What's going to happen, you know, as long as you're able to keep challenging this, that's amazing. But it would take a lot of positive adoptive network effect for this to continue. Otherwise, it's just a lot of people selling. Like, we went right all the way up to here with this wick. You know, a lot of liquidity was taken out up to here. I don't think you continue higher. I think you're done now, and you come back down. That's what I think on the Doge. But anyway, whatever. Maybe you chop around a bit first. Who knows? And if you're able to keep going higher, that'd be some BNB type stuff right there. But I mean, of course, yeah. If you get this continued network effect, that happens, but that would have to be pretty fast. Okay, that's Doge, and I think we're going to be getting a monthly roundup in the coming days. So here we are with a weekly roundup. We're going to finish up with TRX, local weakness. Is it going to be an M formation to come down? I think so. You're showing weakness, lower high than the previous high there. Even though you had a bit of strength, you're relatively compared to this little low. You got a higher low, but now you're starting to break down. And you've broken down this trend here. If we want to carve it out again, this local trend here. So you've broken down from that, and now you're just a matter of like needing more time in consolidation and correction down to here, and see where you go from there. Probably going to end up, unfortunately, there's a chance you're coming down here somewhere. But anyway, let's see. That's TRX on the weekly. Okay. So, like Origin Trail, among others, on their price action. I mean, BNB, what a beast. All right, friends, that's it for now. I hope that this was helpful for you and enjoyable. And I'm wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Goodbye.